Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Best English Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and I'm really happy that you are here with me today. If this is your first time listening, let me tell you something important. You are not here by accident. You are here because you want to grow. You want to learn English in a better and more natural way. Today, we are going to talk about something very interesting and also very useful. It's about the common mistakes many learners make when they try to speak English. Mistakes are not bad. They are a natural part of learning. But when you see your mistakes, when you understand them, you can fix them. And that's how your English becomes smoother, more confident, and more beautiful. So, stay with me until the end, because I promise, today's episode will help you in every single conversation you have in English. Now, let's talk about the first common mistake. It is something almost every English learner has done. And maybe you are doing it right now. It's called direct translation. What do I mean? It means when you try to speak English, you first think in your own language. Then, you translate word by word into English. At first, it looks logical, but it makes your English sound strange and sometimes even confusing. For example, a student once told me, "I very much from this book happy am." Of course, the meaning is clear, but it doesn't sound natural at all. The natural way is simple. I really like this book. You see the difference? One sentence is correct grammar, but sounds mechanical. The other sounds natural, smooth, and alive. So, here's your first lesson today. Stop translating word by word. Instead, try to think in English directly. Of course, this takes time. But every time you practice listening, every time you practice short, simple sentences, you are building the habit of thinking in English. And that habit is the key to real fluency. Let's move to the second common mistake many English learners make. It is the mistake of using too much complex grammar. I know what you're thinking. Grammar is important, right? Yes. Grammar is important, but grammar is not communication. Here is the truth. When you try too hard to speak with long, complicated grammar, your sentences become heavy. They become slow, and most of the time, the listener does not need that much grammar. Imagine this. A student once told me in class, "In the case that I would have known earlier about the train being delayed, I would not have decided to come so early in the morning." Correct? Yes. Natural? No. The simple natural way would be, if I knew the train was late, I wouldn't come so early. Do you feel the difference? The first sentence feels like a textbook. The second feels like a real person talking. And that's the point. When you focus too much on grammar, you start to worry. You stop listening. You stop enjoying the conversation. But when you use simple grammar, you can relax. You can listen more. And you can connect with the other person. So here is your second lesson today. Simple is powerful. Native speakers, most of the time, use short, simple grammar. They don't say, "I am uncertain about whether I should possibly consider." They simply say, "I'm not sure if I should." See? Less words, more clarity. So please remember this. Don't try to impress people with grammar. Impress them by being clear and natural. Now, let's talk about the third mistake. This mistake is the fear of making mistakes. Many English learners feel afraid to speak, afraid to try, because they think, what if I say something wrong? What if people laugh at me? My dear listener, let me tell you something important. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. Have you noticed? Native speakers often correct themselves. They say, Oh, sorry, I mean. And then they continue. So why should you be afraid? Mistakes are not a problem. Mistakes are teachers. They help you grow. They show you what you need to practice. Think of a baby learning to walk. Does the baby fall? Yes, many times. But every fall makes the baby stronger. In the same way, every mistake you make in English is not the end. It is a step forward. So please, do not hide your English. Do not wait until you are perfect, because perfect never comes. Instead, speak bravely, make mistakes, and learn from them. This is the third lesson today. Mistakes are your friends. Now, let's move to the fourth mistake. This mistake is focusing only on difficult words. Many learners think, if I learn big words, my English will sound smart. So, they spend hours trying to remember words like notwithstanding or juxtaposition. But here's the truth. Most of the time, native speakers don't use these words. They use simple words. Words like but, so really, because. These small words are the building blocks of real conversation. Without them, you cannot speak smoothly. Imagine this. You know 1,000 difficult words, but you don't know how to connect them. How will you make a sentence? It's like having many expensive bricks, but no cement. You cannot build a house. So, dear learner, do not waste your energy only on difficult words. Learn the small, everyday words first. Practice them, use them, repeat them, because these words will carry your English. They will make you sound natural. So remember, big words are nice, but small words make the real difference. Now, let's talk about another very big mistake. This is mistake number 5. Not listening enough. Many learners think that speaking is everything. They want to talk, talk, talk. But here is the secret. To speak better, you must listen more. Think about a baby. For almost 2 years, the baby just listens. It listens to the mother. It listens to the father. It listens to sounds, voices, music. And one day, the baby speaks. Not because it studied grammar, but because it listened so much. So, my dear friend, if you want to improve speaking, you must first improve listening. Listen every day. It can be a podcast, it can be music, it can be a movie, or even short YouTube videos. Do not worry if you don't understand every word. Understanding will grow, slowly but surely. So remember, listening is not passive. It is training. It is practice. It is the secret door to speaking better. Now, let's talk about another mistake. Mistake number 6. Being afraid of making mistakes. Many English learners, they feel nervous when they speak. They think, what if I say it wrong? What if people laugh at me? My friend, this fear is normal, but if you keep this fear, you will never grow. Think about a child. When a child learns to walk, does it fall? Yes. Does it stand again? Yes. And one day, the child walks perfectly. It is the same with language. When you speak, you will make mistakes. That is normal. That is learning. So, don't wait for perfect English. It will never come. Instead, speak with courage. Every mistake is a teacher. Remember this. Mistakes are not bad. They are gold. They show you where to grow. So, don't be afraid. Be brave. And speak. Another mistake. Mistake number 7. Translating every word in your head. Many learners, when they listen, they try to translate English to their own language. But this makes the brain heavy. It makes you slow, and sometimes you miss the meaning. For example, if I say, break a leg, and you translate word by word, you think, oh no, they want me to hurt my leg? But in English, it means good luck. See? Translation is not always correct. It can confuse you. So what can you do? The answer is, think in English. Start small. When you see water, say in your head, water. When you feel hungry, say, I am hungry. Don't translate, just connect the word with the meaning. At first, it feels strange. But slowly, your brain becomes faster. Your listening improves, and your speaking becomes natural. So remember, translation is a trap. Thinking in English is the key. Now, let's talk about mistake number 8, using only simple words again and again. Many learners, they use the same words, like good, nice, big, small. These words are okay. But English is full of rich words. For example, instead of good, you can say wonderful, amazing, or fantastic. Instead of big, try huge, enormous, or massive. When you learn new words, your English feels alive. People enjoy listening, and you feel proud. But remember, you don't need to use difficult words all the time. Just add variety. Sometimes simple, sometimes stronger. Here's a small trick. When you learn a new word, make a little family. For example, word happy. You can add joyful, glad, excited. Now you don't only know happy, you know the family. So don't limit your English. Open the door to more words. So my dear friends, today we talked about common mistakes in English speaking and how to fix them. We talked about grammar, about pronunciation, about listening, and about the importance of using rich vocabulary. Each small change can make your English sound more natural. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to grow step by step. When you speak, don't be afraid of mistakes. Because mistakes are your teachers. Every mistake brings you closer to better English. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, please like this podcast, subscribe to Best English Podcast, and stay with me until the end of every episode. I'm really happy to walk with you on this English journey. So, take a deep breath, smile, and keep practicing. This was Sarah, and you were listening to Best English Podcast. Goodbye, my friends, and see you in the next episode.